Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, so we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be finally doing the updated wishlist guide for June 2023. Obviously, we've been doing this for the last couple of months, but they didn't end up putting Blanc, Noir, and Rosanna into the wishlist until after Rosanna's banner, which ended midway through June. I understand why they didn't do Blanc and Noirs like before Rosanna's, because they kind of like came out as a pair, but like Noir came out a week after. So when Rosanna came out, I believe Noir's banner was still out, right? So obviously they just dropped them all at the same time on the wishes. But trust and believe we are going to have some new updates or some new revamps with the wishes, especially with the new updates and buffs, right? There's a lot of characters who gotten 10 times better, right? So obviously this is my wishes here. It's not something for you to copy. This is just my personal preference. Obviously I want every character that I do not own, and Rosanna is one of them, unfortunately. She was very bad and I did not pull her. I did not pull her when I summoned. But let's go over Elysian first, then we'll go over WISHLIST and then Tetra. So for the Elysian, right, Elysian got a couple buffs. Actually they got, I think all the buffs happened in Elysian, right? Miranda, Brid, Soline, and Guillotine all got the buffs. They didn't get anybody new, but they did get buffed characters. Now, here's my thing, right? Obviously, these buffs were quite good, right? Especially for Soline. She got like the best one out of all of them. And she did become top tier. So let me actually just like remove these characters and show you guys what I would do personally. Now, obviously, I would highly recommend Miranda on your Elysian wishlist if you still do not have her, or even if you don't have her, then obviously I still would recommend to put her there, right? For the simple reason is this is the only burst 1 character, or burst 1 Elysian in the game with a 20-second cooldown, and you're going to need that for tower. Right, she's the only one who has a 20-second cooldown for burst 1 Elysian. So she's kind of just a must-have if you want to even think about beating tower in like the end game tower, right? For Elysians, right? So Miranda is kind of just a staple there. In terms of other characters, if you want, well, I would highly recommend like if you don't have the characters, then put them there. But in terms of characters you have, the characters that actually use dupes and stuff like that, the characters like D is also going to be a great character to pick up. Obviously she's very good for most bosses in the game, if not almost every single boss besides Gravedigger, I want to say, because I think she's quite good in a blacksmith, very good chatterbox, very good Modernia, very good in train. It's just Gravedigger she's not good in, but everywhere else she's quite useful when it comes to bosses. The only thing with D is that she's only used for bosses, so if you want, then by all means I would highly recommend to put her there regardless. She's a very good character for bosses, and dupes for her is going to benefit her so much because of obviously her damage. Soline, obviously I would have never said this 2 months ago or a month ago, but the buff she has gotten recently was very insane, to the point where she's doing more numbers in most situations. Not most situations, but like when I say that, I mean like I've seen so many people Soline do more than their Scarlet or Modernia, right? And my Soline, who was barely built, was doing, I think, just slightly more than Modernia in one of my videos, which is quite insane, right? The only thing with Soline is that she needs a healer, because the moment she loses that HP, everything goes down the drain for her. But it doesn't change the fact that her kit is quite nasty. When you're at full HP, you guaranteed have your crit rate increased by this percentage, 21, and then your crit damage increased by 62%. It's quite nasty because that affects your normal attacks and your alternate, so it's very good. So I would highly recommend to have these three. Now when it comes to your last two, this one could like vary, right, depending on what you need, right? I would highly recommend Helm. Honestly, Helm is still one of the best characters you could have just in general, right? As like a support, a team support, right? She's a very good healer. She does have the attack buff, the hit rate buff, but that's really all she's going to be like known for. But she's quite useful in a lot of situations. She's quite good in a lot of situations. Do you need dupes for this character? Probably not. And I say that because again, she's an attacker, but she acts like as a supporter, and the same thing goes for Privity. So your wishes could literally just be like this if you want, but obviously if you have a DPS here like Brid or Maiden or Soline or even D, right, and you want dupes for them, I would highly recommend dupes for any DPS, but then still honestly put them on there. I would tell you Guillotine, but I don't think she's going to be that efficient everywhere. Only in Chatterbox I think she's going to be efficient. And then Brit didn't really get that much of a buff where she's like completely new, right? Soline went from the worst to like one of the best DPSs in the game. Guillotine went from one of the worst characters to a usable character, right? A nice option. But I think honestly, your wish list could be Privity, could be Helm, or you could have Emma. Emma's a nice option to have as well, because obviously the max healing or the max HP, you definitely want to have dupes for her heals, which comes from her max HP. So you could also put Emma there, but I would recommend to have like either, you can even just have it like this, or you could put Privity. But for me, I'm just gonna like leave it that way it was for me, which was this, right? For missiles, we didn't get any new missiles, and I think if we take all these off and we fix this, right, it's quite simple for missiles, right? If depends on what you're going for again, but if you're looking for a healer, then obviously Pepper. If you want to do PvP and you want to get better in PvP and you don't own Jackal, then obviously put Jackal. But if you do, you just need the one copy of Jackal. I think characters that are going to be useful all around is going to be like this, most likely, and then you could do it like this, probably like this, right? Well, Senti, I don't want to say Senti, right? I mean, dupes obviously again help these characters, but for a lot of these characters you don't need dupes, right? Litter and Senti to me are characters that don't need dupes. They're just characters that you want to have, right? But if you want to have dupes for them, by all means put them. They're very good options. But if you just want the character, then you don't need dupes for them at all. You would probably want dupes for someone like Pepper, probably want dupes for someone like Laplace. You don't really need dupes for Miranda, or not Miranda, Admi, but you probably want dupes for Maxwell, all right? But in terms of like the best options, probably like this. Yeah, probably like this, right? Pepper, one of the best healers. Laplace, a very good DPS. Senti, very good tank. Admi, very good support. Actually, best for reload speed, and that's a quite common team. And then Litter is also a very good best versus one, right? So there's no question. I think this is probably going to be the most effective wish list here for Missilis. But you guys, again, if you have these characters that say not owned, then put them there as well. Now, for Tetra line, if you do not have Blanc and Noir, then they should be your first picks. It should be just like this. These two should be your first picks if you don't have them, right? Now, in terms of dupes, okay, I already mentioned multiple times, if you don't have them and it says not owned and you want them, then just put them there. But in terms of characters who benefit from having dupes, you're going to probably want Noir, probably going to want Rupee, probably going to want Noise, obviously, because Noise is healing, I believe, is also on her max HP, right? So characters who say like any DPS can, any more attack they can get, it's very good. Any of these healers that like, for example, heal based on their final HP is going to be very good. So dupes for someone like Noise is a great option, because the more HP she has, which you do get from dupes, the better they are. Alice is another very good option. Probably the best DPS you will see here. Probably the best DPS like in the whole selection pool, right? From Tetra, Elysian, and Missilis. So these are probably characters you want to have dupes for. And then your last slot will be it depends here, because Blanc is a character you don't need dupes for. You could go for the dupes, but you don't need it. Sakura is a character, if you don't have Sakura, then you would put it there, but overall I wouldn't say it. Put Sakura there. Soda's a nice option, right? For if you want to do Union Raid, Solo Raids, pretty good option. Biscuit's a nice option, right? Because of her heals that I believe are also based on her max HP. I think all the healers are based on their max HP, right? Yeah, final HP, final max HP. So Biscuit's another good character to put there. But in terms of the best value, I think I'm trying to see, because like Tetra has the most characters, right? So it gets a lot harder to decide what's best here, right? I think from Viper to Sakura, you could put any one of these characters. If you want Blanc as well, I guess it's Viper to Blanc, you could put them. Rosanna is definitely not a character you want there. Dala, you just need the one copy and you're good to go. Novel, you just need her for a burst skill. So yeah, I think for your last slot, what do I have here? This is what I have because I want dupes and stuff. But yeah, I think I'll do it like this. Right, for Tetra, I would say the best value would probably be like this, Rupee, Noise, and then probably, to be fair, I guess Blanc does want heals, right? Because of her max HP. Am I tripping? Yeah. So probably Blanc as well. Actually, I forgot Blanc's heals, right? So yeah, literally just like this. This is what you want for Tetra: Noir, Alice, Rupee, Noise, and Blanc. You do actually want dupes for Blanc because she is a healer as well, right? But I'm gonna leave mine how it is, just like this. Well, let me take Uni off because I already pulled her. She was there before because I didn't pull her. And then for the dupes, I would probably want dupes for Maxwell. But yeah, I think this is probably going to be mine, obviously my personal one. But for the ones that I talked about, those are probably the best options you want to go for. In terms of DPS, support, healers, whatever you want, tanks, just best general option. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys make your wish list. And it's your boy Zxous. I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.